What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Random Ramblings. I'm Jerome.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Hess.
And today we're talking about Westworld Season 2 finale, The Passenger. So before we get into anything, let's start with Nick. What are your thoughts on the finale of Westworld Season 2?
I liked it a lot. It was a lot of what I expected.
It was a lot of what, yeah, me too, what I expected, and then a lot of what I didn't expect.
A lot
either.
of what I didn't expect too.
Yeah.
I was gonna. Do you have the capability when you edit this to have like my head explode? Is that possible? Just like, boosh.
I could do something like that.
Well, when did your head explode?
Well, just like there towards the last 10 minutes, like.
Yeah, there's a lot towards the
Like
end. I was
as they're
like,
going
what the
into
fuck?
they're going through the door. You know, it's like, okay, so they're gone. Like, I don't know. And then that last scene.
Oh, that you mean that end credit scene?
Yeah, I knew there was something. I knew there had to be like an extra.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
yeah.
They didn't say anything about the Man in Black. I'm like, it can't be over. There has to be something.
They actually did.
They showed him in the tent.
They showed him the tent.
Yeah.
And they said some people made it, which was weird.
Yeah, I thought that was I was like, oh, that's just how they ended the story?
They literally confirmed that he wasn't a host the entire episode, and then gave us that little tidbit at the end and said, oh, no, this is his fidelity test. And we're like,
yeah.
It didn't really make sense to me.
So, Hess, what do you like? Did you expect that happening in the end? Because I know you've been the one in this podcast since literally the beginning of this season saying he's a host. So, what were your thoughts on that?
But is he a host?
No,
that's what I was gonna say. Is he a host?
I don't think he's a host.
He's what James Delos is. He's a human in a host body, basically.
Right.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I guess.
So it's so they could live forever, and it seems like he's the first one ever to work.
But see, I guess. So like Emily, is she a host when she's doing the fidelity test on him?
I think that was her real. I think everything in Westworld of her was fake.
Because see, I was kind of thinking,
and it wasn't
maybe,
Ford like he said. It was just a host of her that they put out there.
Yeah.
I was thinking kind of maybe like that was going to be like the way that she was going to torture him is that she's just gonna put him through the fidelity test for forever. Like, because remember she got him from the Akachawa or whatever.
Akichida.
And yeah, and she said, "No, I'll torture him more."
See, I think because she was going towards the Valley Beyond too. I think she took him from Akichida with her hosted to bring him to the Valley Beyond to put him back in his fidelity test. Like I think I think he kind of knew, and that's why he wanted to destroy that place is because he didn't want to get put back in the fidelity test.
Oh, like subconsciously.
Yeah, I think that was his whole point was to get there and destroy that place because of that. Because if you think about it,
because
that's exactly where he
went
to.
I'm already back in the thing, aren't I?
Yeah.
Hey, and to be fair, like he's not even the main character of this episode. Like he's just along for a ride. Like I'd forgotten about him. I was like, oh yeah, he's coming down that elevator.
Yeah, when they showed him in the tent too, I was like, oh yeah, there he is.
Yeah, and they did have a copy of him in the Forge. Yeah, well, they had a copy of everybody, but they showed a copy of him.
Yeah. Right.
The Forge was kind of cool, but it was also
it was. I expected a lot more of the Forge.
Yeah, it was just like a. It was like a home movie or something. They were like, hey, remember when we were here? This is his memory.
Once they got to Logan, I kind of figured that these past couple days. Like, we didn't get to see it on our podcast before. But I figured Logan was going to be, like...
the tour guy. I think we said that.
We might have. I don't remember if we did or not. But I kind of expected that. But the Forge was cool, but it wasn't as grand as I thought it was going to be.
Right. I was just happy there was another Charlotte Hale who ended up being Dolores.
That was...
I was going to say, yeah.
From that...
That tripped me out. I was like, what?
The whole episode, I was like, okay, this is going exactly how I expected. Okay. And then I completely forgot, oh, shit, there's probably going to be a plot twist. And then he's like, I remember. So he was saying shit. I was like, oh, fuck, yeah. And then it was Dolores, and I was like, oh, my God. And then
I kept waiting because, so, I mean, before our podcast on Thursday, Jerome's like, you want to go through this trailer and look at all the scenes?
Like literally frame by frame in the trailer.
Right.
And then he hit pause on one of them. He's like, look, Charlotte Hale's looking at herself. And we're like, no one's fucking said anything about this shit. So, like, we got all freaked out. And then, so I was waiting for that to come, and I didn't know it was going to be the very end.
Yeah.
Although it makes sense.
I actually, like, I thought about that in the beginning, and then I forgot about that towards the end.
Yeah, because you kind of get, to be honest, I was kind of over everyone, like, going to the door and then, like and fighting each other. I was just like, because you know what was happening, but like it was, I don't know. It's just, I didn't like the whole virtual world that they're going into. Like that was to me that was dumb.
Right.
But
It was definitely weird. Now I wasn't sure about the whole world splitting. What that was gonna be.
So like they're all gone. Like whoever crossed over, like they're gone.
I mean, I guess you could go get.
Because it's like a whole new world that they said you can't get to where they were going.
Yeah, well they're like in VR now. But I guess if you took their little brains, basically, you could make a new host of them. I guess. I don't know how it would work exactly.
Well, and that's what I was gonna say. Who do you think? But Charlotte Hale, she had all those balls.
I think I think she had all the main characters.
but that was not Charlotte Hale.
I think
that was Dolores.
Dolores
Yeah.
as Charlotte Hale.
But I think she had Bernard, obviously. I think she has Teddy, maybe even Maeve, because she gave Maeve a look. Like I think she has the main players in the show.
Well, she showed like arms. They showed Armistice, Hector, Maeve.
They showed all the main
Teddy.
characters.
She only has she only had like
that's what I mean.
maybe 6 in there, but I think she has the main players.
And to be fair, anyone that went in that fucking other world, we don't give a shit about, except for Teddy. And I don't really give a shit about him.
I liked Akich.
Yeah, I did like him too.
Well, you can get over it though, right? If the new season doesn't have him in it, you know what I mean?
It wouldn't hurt anything.
And while I was like waiting for you to call the 46 seconds or whatever,
we were waiting like 10 minutes, fucker. So
I looked online and just looked up Westworld, like the hashtag, and the creators they interviewed them, and it was just like this. It just said Westworld season 3 will be a whole new world. That's all. That's what it said.
I'm assuming Westworld season 3 is going to be mostly taking place, maybe in the VR place, because we'll see what they build, because they make whatever they want. I don't really care about that.
Do like Legoland,
but mostly in wherever they are, China, wherever it happens to be. I think that's where the majority of the season will be.
I guess the thing that I thought that was kind of cool was the very first scene that we see Bernard in this season.
Yeah,
was actually after everything happened in season 2, but they showed it to us first.
Oh yeah,
and it confused the fuck out of a lot of people. I think it confused me because you know what I mean. I wasn't expecting.
I thought that was just another version of what we saw in the beginning of the season.
Right.
But then at the end, it made sense that it was all together.
Yeah.
Right. But I just thought it was cool, because there's movies that do that. Like Memento is the one that comes to mind. They show you the end of the movie, but at the beginning,
it's always a cool thing to do.
You're first starting it, you're like, oh, and then you're like, oh my god, they fucking
Mementos
gave you the
Mementos backwards for fuck's sake.
Well, that's what I mean, but
a lot of the season
there's movies that'll show you the ending, and when you're first starting it, you're not like, oh, that's the end of the movie, and then it's just like, wow, they fucking tricked me the whole movie.
What did you guys think of when they killed Elsie?
I wasn't surprised that
I saw
she killed her.
When Charlotte Hill was talking and Bernard was up there, I was like, oh fuck, she's probably gonna go. I don't want her to go.
She came off a little too cocky, and I was just
a little bit, yeah. Especially because you just you can't trust Hill. I was like, oh fuck, no, Elsie, just run out of there.
But Charlotte Hill got hers.
But then Charlotte Hill's dead now, which I like.
Yeah.
Yeah. That episode.
Pretty much everyone's dead. I mean,
basically, yeah. I mean, other than the people that we don't know who they're gonna pick, whoever people like the most of this season is gonna be who Dolores has, and she'll make them. But it'll be very interesting next season.
Yeah, they'll have to. I picture them trying to. I don't know, just make it in the world. It'll be
make it in the world. Yeah, and just slowly make more host people and then they'd be like, hey, there's hosts living out here.
Yeah,
I was thinking about that because at least for Bernard, he looks like another person that was on Earth. No one might notice that. But what are they gonna do? Go get jobs at McDonald's? They don't have any. They have no credentials. They got no high school diplomas. They got nothing.
They have no skills. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's gonna happen? Because they may be smart, but they can't prove that.
Right.
So I wonder how that's all gonna play out in the next season.
Well, but they have their house and all that. Do they even really need jobs and shit?
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, well, they do. They'll be watching fucking Jerry Springer and shit.
No, I know,
they'll catch up. They're watching Jersey Shore and whatnot. So catching slang.
Why not?
That'd be awesome.
Why not?
So, what were your guys' favorite moments of this episode? I know it's hard. We just watched it.
Oh, it's not hard for me. It's when Charlotte Hale killed Charlotte Hale.
That's your favorite part? What about you, Hess?
Plus,
I was hoping we were going to see her breast, but
oh my god.
You saw her ass.
Yeah. But I was hoping. I was just like,
So he didn't get to see his favorite part.
Before it said there was nudity, and I don't really remember there being any. Maybe just her butt cheeks. That's all.
Maybe it says brief nudity, and that was why.
I don't know. I mean,
it just said nudity, so I was excited. I was like, it's either going to be a bunch of floppy cocks or.
I mean,
that's why he was excited.
That is nudity.
No.
That is nudity.
Yeah.
What, butt cheeks?
Yeah.
But do they have to warn you in the beginning for just a butt cheek?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I didn't know they had to
Yeah,
for that.
because it says like strong language, violence, and all that shit. And sometimes it'll say brief nudity, or it won't say nudity at all. So that's how I know. I look for that little shit,
Wow.
Well, it's I mean, it is the only thing on the screen when it pops up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just black. Yeah, black and white.
So, we all thought. Well, I don't know if Hess did, but we thought Bernard was being looped. Through all that stuff, he woke up on the beach when the girl shot twice meant nothing apparently.
Yeah.
Man in black wearing facial hair, I guess, also means fucking nothing, unless the host hybrids do that. But Bernard kind of beached himself and fucked up his own memory on purpose so that they wouldn't find out his whole Charlotte Hill plan and everything he did. Which is not what I expected at all, but I thought it was pretty cool. I like that.
I like that because we didn't figure it out.
I didn't read a single theory that he did that, and I read a lot of fucking theories for this season.
Yes, we all did.
And I didn't read a single one for that.
It's funny of all. I was thinking about this. If everybody had Teddy going into Bernard and Bernard going into Teddy.
No one said Charlotte going into or Dolores going into Charlotte.
No,
Yeah.
and I said to Jerome because they show her dead, and I'm like, she's not really dead.
Yeah, she can't be. She's the main.
And then they show him shoot her, and I'm like, I still don't believe that she's dead. And
because every time they showed her too, they kept slowly zooming in.
And I was 99% sure that Charlotte Hale was a host. She wasn't, but she is.
Yeah, me too. A couple weeks ago.
Yeah, 6 weeks ago. But I couldn't put two and two together in that moment to say that Dolores was in Charlotte. I mean, it wouldn't have done any good. I would have just whispered it to you. I mean,
when that scene actually happened at first, because he was talking about she killed Elsie and all that, I thought somehow he brought Elsie back and made Elsie a host. I was real hoping for that, and then it was Dolores, which was cool anyway.
And they used Dolores' voice, right? When she was inside of her, or was that still Hale's voice?
that was Dolores.
I was gonna say I didn't catch that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It was Dolores' voice. When she spoke, like out loud, it was Charlotte Hale, but it went.
Oh, like in the mental stuff. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I guess my question.
And I had subtitles on it, and it said it kept saying Dolores.
Oh, we didn't have subtitles.
That's weird.
Yeah, it did. It was saying Dolores when Hale was talking at the end after they had already switched.
This is weird because there's no subtitles. We only watched it once.
Yeah, normally we watch it twice, have notes, or all prepared.
No nuts.
No nuts.
No nuts.
We're not busting nuts this episode.
I had some almond joys earlier.
Oh, I bet Hess was busting a few nuts when he saw the Man in Black was possibly a host.
I was kind of hoping you'd miss that because you're not good with like things after credits.
Yeah, I wasn't last season. Remember last season I took a piss? He's like, drop, there's an after credit scene.
Yeah, remember that was like the arms just like open fire.
Before this episode started, I was like, you think there's going to be an after credit scene in this one? He's like, maybe.
Yeah, I was
so we
sure.
were waiting for it to happen.
I didn't think about it until I got to the end, and because I watched it on HBO Go, and so like I tapped the remote and it still said there was like 7 minutes left, and I'm like, there's no way there's fucking 7 minutes of credits. Like there has to be something.
There was 6.5.
So
it was actually a pretty long.
Yeah, it was really long.
End scene.
It was longer than I expected.
2.5 minutes, 2.5, 3 minutes, probably.
Is that the only one that found it odd that like she's just walking around in the fucking broken place showing him shit? Like,
yeah, it was weird. But she's just been waiting there the entire season.
Hey, by the way, this is that place you built. Well, it's fucked up now, but here you go. And I was just like, what is going on?
You know what doesn't
like,
make sense about this? Unless she went there after she got attacked by the Bengal tiger. So she sent her host body to Westworld, got attacked by a tiger, killed all those people, floated over to Ghost Nation, escaped from Ghost Nation, then made it to her. Like, that makes no fucking sense. If you think about it.
Like a spinoff for Emily.
Yeah, to explain. Like, literally, if you think about it at all, that makes no sense.
No, you're right. That doesn't make
sense. There's still some, like, with Stubbs, like, we don't know how.
Well,
at the end, Stubbs. Oh, yeah, let's talk about that. That was weird.
So did he know that Dolores was in Hale?
Yes,
when he
absolutely.
Let her go?
Somehow.
Okay.
I thought
he has to be a host.
Yeah,
because that's the first thing Abby said. She goes, "He knows, right? He has to know."
Oh, fuck yeah, he knew.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
has to be
because
a
he
host.
goes, "I'm in control," or "I'm in whatever of all the hosts."
Yeah, and that he's just doing the role that Ford gave him.
Yeah, there was way too
many.
So
is he a host?
Yeah, I think he has to. There's
be.
No way he's
because he said that. He said something about my core.
Yeah,
something.
When he was talking,
so
I was like, "Oh shit, maybe he's Teddy."
But see, he does that shit. He did that shit in season 1 where he's like, "Oh, maybe it's in my backstory." Like being a smart
maybe
ass.
he was. I mean, he was joking like that season 1 because it really wasn't. He's a host.
Maybe. I'm not. Obviously, if he's a host now, he was a host in season 1.
Yeah,
but they didn't make it. They didn't make it seem like that. Either he's a host, which
you know what's weird? So him and Emily escaped from Ghost Nation. They're both hosts, but Ghost Nation was supposedly killing hosts.
Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. I was thinking about that as I was
Yeah.
talking. If he's not a host, he's just, I don't know, he has someone whispering in his ear.
He's a weird guy.
Yeah, he's telling people the fuck. Yeah, because he just disappears and then comes back. But he also said, something that I found weird was, he said he's here to protect the host, which is not the case ever before that.
He's not doing a good job.
Well, but early in this episode, he wanted to go after the humans, and like that.
And save them.
Yeah.
Carl Strand or whatever was like, all right, we already told you that's not our mission. Like, we don't give a fuck about the host.
That's what I mean.
The humans.
Up until he said, no, you're cool. She's clear. Before that, his mission was always to save the humans, and now all of a sudden it was to save the host. It was very odd.
Yeah,
Something was weird there.
I want to know more about him too. I feel like that's we'll see like the business side of Delos a little bit next season, and then we'll see the real world with the hosts. Like that'll probably be the only part of Westworld we see is them trying to rebuild, and then I think the other side will be them hanging out at Arnold's house, throwing a party and whatnot.
What'd you think of Sizemore's little speech?
I don't understand. I didn't get that. I don't know why he didn't just go out and say, "Hey, what?" You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, hey, I'm a human.
Like he just like fell in love, like not like fell in love with me, but like just became to like really bond with all of them, and was like, I'm just gonna, jump on the grenade.
It was a neat scene, but it was kind of useless.
Yeah, like literally, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna say my speech," and then I get shot. And like 2 seconds later, I didn't stop them from doing any. Like he didn't save them any time. He didn't buy them time.
No,
that was the whole point. He was supposed,
And then what's weird is like Hector's gonna do the same thing, and then he didn't, and then he does the exact same thing when they're at the Valley Beyond.
Well, because he wrote it, like.
Yeah, but then so like, you think he would
that.
kind of like it's weird that they wrote it twice. Like, oh, Hector's gonna save her, but then gets stops, and then Hector saves her now, but then they all die anyways.
Yeah, it was.
There are some things like that I was like, okay, well they're just kind of killing them for the ultimate plot in the next season. I feel
because I didn't understand that either. Why he chose to go out like that.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know. Maybe he just thought he was gonna make it anyways, but like,
yeah,
because he was a human, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way he was a host.
I mean, I don't know. That'd make anybody a host nowadays.
It does seem like it.
It really irritates me that we don't know about the Man in Black. It really pisses me off.
No,
I'm pretty sure he's a host.
They confirmed right there that he is. Whatever. What do they call it? What did they call Jim Delos? They
I don't think they ever said.
It's a human consciousness in a robot body. Like it's a body that they could like.
It's a man-made body with his consciousness.
Yeah.
So, like another thing I thought was pretty cool is when they were going back showing you like all the different versions of Jim Delos.
Oh yeah, that was a cool scene. I like
walking through the into the different little
yeah that was cool.
I liked him
cool.
and Logan's conversation too. Like seeing that was neat.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking to myself like, damn, they're getting like backstory on them. Like on
that was kind of fucked up too. Like he's like, I'm at my bottom, like, and he just keeps walking.
Yeah,
like,
and they made it
fucking tough.
They made it like in the preview sound like he was talking about the forge and shit.
Yeah, like you want to see what I see, but really he's talking to his dad.
He's talking about his dad, about his life.
Yeah.
God, they're good at doing that. I tell you that.
No, yeah, they're really good at editing the trailers to fuck you over.
It's just like when in the trailer they show you Dolores laying next to Teddy. Like they wanted you to think that she shot herself too. But I mean, I don't think.
I was gonna say I don't think anyone believed that.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I figured
they are good at manipulating.
Speaking of Teddy, though. Why was he in the water in the beginning of the season?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he crossed over. He was in that field, that virtual reality field.
Because Dolores uploaded him. So did that teleport his body to the water or to where the thing was?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I mean, I guess that's the only explanation. But
accidental.
Maybe that cabin was in the wave and it like.
I guess it depends on how big it was, and he could have just floated over there to the body. I don't know. It took her a couple hours to get there. It seemed like it was traveling.
Yeah.
I mean, she rode all the way to the Man in Black, and then they rode to Bernard. It was neat seeing them together too, the Man in Black and Dolores, even though it didn't last long.
No, it didn't last long at all.
I liked.
I thought it was pretty cool how she put that, stopped bullet in there. And
blew
his
At
hand
first,
off.
I was like, "What the fuck is she doing?" And then when it blew up in his hand, I was like, "Oh, duh!" Like I didn't even think of that.
But I mean, what are the odds? I mean, well, like I know it's a show, but when they roll up and they're shooting the fuckers with P90s and they have 6 shooters, I'm just like,
Yeah.
really?
And then it just happens that the last shot is on her head. It blows up
Yeah,
on
the
her.
last shot is the one
I
that he was
guess
going to use for
I guess
her head.
it was like she just knew eventually it would blow up in his hand and it would
Yeah.
hurt him, so she didn't really care when, I guess. But
Yeah. Well, and it's amazing what good shots they are too.
It's wild.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I guess you could say for her she's programmed, but him,
Well,
and he has been doing it for 30 years or plus. We don't know how long.
fuck. Yeah, it might be longer now.
Well, and then in the beginning, fuck. What really, I mean, and it's hard to forget about this because this was almost 2 hours ago now, but like when Dolores is doing the fidelity test on Arnold or Bernard,
yeah.
she says like we've done this like 11,297 times. I was like, wow.
So she's had a lot of time in the real world then.
Yeah, she also has some patience. I'd have been like, fuck you. After like 5th time, fuck him. I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm doing that 11,000 times.
So like, do you think it took her to that
'Cause
many
what-
times?
what
at
did
the
they do
beginning with
Jim Delos, what did they have? 349 or
Yeah, they gave up on him quick. He wants to have way less patience than hosts.
That's what I mean. Because
apparently.
when she said 11,297, I was like, holy fuck! Like,
Wait, so how many Bernards do you think are just lying around in that house?
That's funny.
Or do you think she just like resets his
She just
brain
resets
and
him.
talks about him?
yeah.
Well, like, you know, if the Man in Black is whatever the fuck he is,
Yeah.
like, he wasn't that when he was doing the fidelity test on Jim Delos, which was this season.
Yeah, which I guess was had to have been right before season 1 when he was doing that. For like timeline wise, it has to be. So I guess right before he went to the park again, they turned him into a host. Like he quit Jim Delos and then made like that one.
Yeah,
Weird.
it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, I get why it happened, but like it doesn't make sense.
They need to explain a lot in the next season, and I feel like they're not going to.
Yeah, I could see that. It's just kind of like, you know, it'd be cool. We'll make
Well, and on
Man in
that,
Black-
I read something today that said they're not going to start production until June of 2019 for season 3.
Oh, really? I saw that they're supposed to start this year. I thought.
I read a thing that said June of 2019 is when they're starting production for season 3.
Maybe. Yeah.
So they said like summer of 2020, maybe fall of 2020. I was
That
like,
that would be if it's another like 2-3 years for the show,
that can't be good.
that'd be obnoxious. I can't
I
imagine
would think
that, though.
not.
I don't think.
I mean, because like I said, like I honestly looked at Twitter, and every fucking tweet was, "What the fuck did I just watch? What just happened? What is going on? Like who's who? What's what? Like every single fucking tweet just that had the hashtag Westworld. Just fucking, I don't know what I just watched. I'm gonna watch this 500 times. I'm still not gonna know.
Yeah,
what the fuck
I
happened.
definitely want to watch it again.
I do want to watch it
The
again.
season
I'm
stuff.
sure I will. Probably not, for being honest.
Well,
I might. I don't know.
Well, I think you've nailed it down. I
Well,
want to watch
yeah.
it.
It
I
says
probably
it'll
won't.
be hitting screens
I mean-
April 2020, according to this.
Yeah.
God, that makes me very disappointed. We'll probably all be dead by then.
It's flash.
Don't say that. Jesus
it's,
Christ.
it's like it's flashbacks of
You know-
last time.
You know how many third times for Pleeka we're gonna have to do until then?
You know what's funny is that well we have a long time now.
Yeah.
When's GOT coming out?
Next week, I think we're gonna do Game of Thrones, which I'm probably.
No.
The new season.
Next year.
Next year. Yeah.
Is it
So we
like-
talk about Game of Thrones for a year, and then we'll do Game of Thrones,
Perfect.
which would be awesome.
Perfect.
It
I
hopefully
mean, there's
lines up pretty
70,
well.
73 episodes,
Yeah.
so
We're doing 2 at a time.
which doesn't
So
work
cut
out.
that in half. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's a lot.
37. It's 37 weeks.
So since
a lot.
we're kind of getting close, we talked about a lot this episode. Like comparing this season to last season, do you guys like this season more, or do you like last season more, or like what do you guys want to say about that?
I don't know. They're very similar in weird ways.
Yeah, and they're also very different. Like it's almost
Yeah.
because like last season's totally Western, and this season's
Yeah.
way more of a sci-fi show.
I think I like this season better.
I think I did like this season better.
I think I like this season better at the moment because we're prisoners of the moment.
Yeah, although I
think
have
it's because like it's more fresh in our minds. Like it's more.
It's
current,
not that. It's
you know
not
what I
that
mean?
current though. I rewatched it. And I've rewatched like.
But that's what I mean. Like we're prisoners of the moment because
it would be interesting. Like in like say 4 or 5 months, rewatch the entire series and then see which one you like better.
Yeah, I don't have time for that shit.
But I do think I enjoyed this season more. It seemed like there was a lot more things to theorize on this season than last season. We just talked about how cool shit was and so that. But
yeah, I mean, I'm not saying like first season's been good, and I usually don't like the newer seasons of stuff compared to the last season. So like, you can say you're whole prisoner of the moment.
I'm
like,
definitely one of those people though. Like I'll like the
new
for
thing, sure,
and then we'll go back and I'll be like, actually,
we walk out of any sequel, and he's like, oh, I like that one a lot better. I'm like, are you fucking out of your mind?
Well, I mean,
unless it's the Last Jedi.
A lot of people.
Yeah. Like Guardians 2. Shut the fuck up.
I watched that multiple times. I still think Guardians 2 is
Guardians
better than
2 is not better than
I
one.
I love both Guardians, but the second one's so much better in my opinion.
You're crazy. Fucking crazy.
Hess has no idea.
I know.
But if I had to pick,
I've heard they're both good.
I think he would like Guardians 2. He'd be on my side.
Is he a big Kurt Russell fan?
Maybe.
Okay. Do you even know who Kurt Russell is?
Of course I fucking know who Kurt Russell is.
Name one movie he's in besides Guardians.
I was going to say Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
He's in Tombstone.
There you go.
Oh, wow. So, yeah. See, he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suck a chode, bitches.
All right, name 2 movies, motherfucker.
Hey, you said one.
Okay, then don't get cocky.
I know who he is. And I could probably come up with another one here.
Gilligan's Island?
No.
Yeah, he was in Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, isn't he like the little boy in that?
I probably wasn't alive back then.
I wasn't either, but he was still in it.
What else happened in this episode that I haven't talked about? I feel like there has to be something we
Maeve
missed.
died.
Maeve died.
But did she? Is she in Dolores
She's dead.
Hale's
She's
back?
dead till April 2020 or whatever the fuck.
Is one of her nuts in Hale's bag?
I feel like it might be.
Um,
See, what's weird,
I
what's
don't
weird to me
care.
though is like, if you wait fucking
I feel like they almost have to.
Oh,
they
boy.
have to carry over. What happened?
no
you're 10%.
the battery. I bet that 10%. But I feel like if they wait 4 years, 2 years, whatever, every season, and like
Yeah, it's not good for the
the
show.
actors are supposed to look the same because they're all hosts.
Right.
They're gonna age a little bit and look. I mean, because if you watch season
I
one, they do
thought-
look a little different than they did for season one.
I
already.
thought Man in Black aged a shit ton in this season.
Oh, see, I didn't
like,
notice him.
The
as
first
much.
time they showed him in this episode, I told Abby, I said, I knew it was Ed Harris, but like I go, that doesn't look like Ed Harris to me.
Well, but I think also it's because he's been shot about 6,000
I guess
times.
there's probably makeup
like he
on to
just
make
looked
him look.
ran
yeah,
down.
like-
Well, I mean, but
he
he's
looked
but he's supposed to look ran down,
right,
you know.
and I get that,
Yeah.
but I was just like, wow, like that doesn't look like Ed Harris to me. I read an article. The article they interviewed him, and he goes, "I'm not sure if I'm in it." He goes, "I think I'm in it, but."
Yeah,
I don't
I bet
know.
they're all wondering. I bet no one has any idea except for Charlotte Hill, Bernard, and Dolores. They all know they're in
Yeah.
next season.
Yeah, it's a little disappointing to think that they didn't. You just lose interest in 2 years or whatever it's going to be, a year and a
So
half.
they're-
I mean,
so-
I didn't the last
so do you-
season, but who knows? Yeah,
Yeah.
So do you think that they'll be in the real world then?
I think so.
Yeah, I
yes.
think so.
Which you think that'd
Okay.
make it easier to film, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Than going out to fucking Arizona, Utah, and all that shit every season. Like you think they could just
The scenery
film it,
was
but I don't
really
know.
pretty in this. Like I thought.
Yeah, it always looks amazing in this. Yeah.
What's his name? What's the?
Akichida?
Yeah, his wife was in the virtual world
Who?
too.
Yeah, Akichida.
Oh yeah.
Which
I'd-
is weird. So he just missed her, walked past him into the door because he
Yeah.
was hanging out in front of it.
Yeah, like
he
how?
was,
That's what I was gonna say.
he
Well,
was
yeah, he
being
was, like,
Jane Silent
trying to
Bob.
get
It's like quick
people-
stop, just hanging out there, waiting
Yeah,
for
he was
people to
trying
walk
to get
in.
like certain people through and shit.
Which is rude.
And she just
I gotta be
snuck-
honest.
She just snuck by and went in there.
That's rude.
It's rude to get certain people and let everyone go through, fucker.
No, he was just caring about people that he wanted to care about.
People were fucking slow getting in there too. I
Yeah,
have to say,
it was
they were
like
taking
no-
their
it was-
sweet ass time.
I expected them to like come with like 2 giraffes and like 2
And-
goats. It was like
Am I-
Noah's Ark.
Am I the only one that thought the Clementine scene was a little disappointing? Like we said last week, there's gonna be a huge battle, people fighting because of her,
Yeah.
and I feel like it led to nothing.
It was
really.
just that room in a line.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Nothing much. And then she got shot by Girls with Dragon Tattoo a couple times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Armistice.
See, I feel like she has Clementine's ball too.
Possibly, yeah.
Because
like I
mean,
said, I think
they all
I mean,
go
they got-
back.
Yeah, I feel like
They were all the originals, so like they
Yeah.
go
Right.
back. You know, they were all in
it
that
will
room
be
in the
cool
beginning.
seeing all
They
them
probably
hang
don't
out in the real world, like doing shit. But
Be like girls' night out.
yeah,
They're all going
Maybe.
to parties and shit,
Well, if you, hitting
hitting the
could be.
clubs. That would be boring as
Just
fuck.
a little bachelorette.
can you
parties.
imagine if like next season is like fucking like Sex in the City with all them, and like it's completely different. Like they're all just hanging out. They're like, oh my god, Bernard, who are you sleeping with tonight?
That's all. That's them. Like that's like Kim Cattrall and whatever their names are.
They just make themselves look like them.
Yeah, Sarah Jessica Parker.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Then I
you
would
know how,
really
like there was all those people saying that like, you know, that it's gonna become Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, like
yeah,
when they
that's
go.
a big theory. Yeah.
Yeah.
No one believes that shit.
That'd
did
be awesome,
No,
but
it's
it
just
would
dumb.
never happen.
And
Not
I
in
would
a
hope
million
that
years.
like someone really wouldn't actually believe that because that's just
I bet there's people that do.
There's out there that people
insane.
do. I'm sure. Yeah, but there's a lot of insane people out there.
Any last things you guys want to say about the finale?
I enjoyed it up until the point where
Up until the point that they proved Hess right because he thought the Man in Black got a new hat.
yes.
For fuck's sake.
Hey, you did say if I was right on that, you would never question my judgment ever again.
I know, and that's the worst
So
part.
I'm
Is
gonna
now
hold
I can't,
you to that.
I can't question anything Hess says ever again, which is really annoying.
Wait. Who said that?
I did. I said that last week, I think.
Okay, I didn't say that shit. I'll question
you
whatever.
And I'm gonna hold him to it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't. Next season, if season 3 of this, when we're all 80 years old,
Yeah.
Hess is gonna be like, "Oh, I think Dolores might be an alien from Jupiter." I'll be like, "You know what? Maybe. Who knows?"
Perfect.
I think
got
I think
one- I got
Bernard's
one
gonna
on
become a
my
Ninja
side.
Turtle.
You're outnumbered, Nick. You're outnumbered.
I have been since the get go.
I do want
I
to
mean,
say too.
let's be honest.
Episode 3 of Westworld, I said Charlotte Hill was a host.
Yeah, but she wasn't a host. That's
there
Charlotte
was
Hale.
a host of her,
But she
but she was a host.
there was a host of
There-
Charlotte Hale
that
at the
wasn't
end of
Char-
this.
That wasn't
this
Charlotte
episode.
Hale the whole time I was talking about her with her sweater vest going missing. Because she was Dolores. So you can go fuck yourself. I was right, motherfucker.
Yeah, but you didn't know that.
Maybe I did subconsciously.
Although is that why she was saying Bernard?
Yeah, because she's like, I'm Dolores, motherfucker. Yeah, what happened to Abernathy? He's in here somewhere in my
Yeah,
purse.
whatever happened to fucking Abernathy?
He's in her purse or something. It's
Like,
chilling there.
Wait, but wasn't that the key? That's the thing that. they
Yeah,
stuck
that was what they
Yeah.
put that in the thing to unlock everything.
So
Yeah.
that she got
in?
his
before
key then.
before you
Yeah.
lose your shit.
No, yeah, he was in her bag too. I'm assuming.
I don't know what that was, but don't ever do that again.
But like we're sitting there watching it, and Abby goes, "I thought like the whole point of the season was them to get her dad," and I go, "Yeah, what the
Well,
fuck?"
they
Like,
got it.
I
They
mean,
got
I-
it. They got him like 3
I-
weeks ago.
Remember when they
They
cut?
got it.
Remember when they cut his skull out and they fucking took the ball out of his head?
That's getting him.
That
what
was
they
getting
needed.
him, and then they stuck that ball. That was the key, and that's
To
what
open-
started
to
all this
open up
shit.
again. Into the Ford.
I guess, yeah. Okay.
All right. Well,
Missed that.
I think this is the end of Random Ramblings this week. Next week will be very different. We're
Yeah,
starting Game of Thrones from the beginning all the way to
So-
the most recent season, 2 episodes at a time.
Jesus.
Be very interesting, but I'm pretty excited. Nick will be running the show mostly for that because me and Hess don't know shit about Game of Thrones. Really.
Okay.
I know a lot of stuff.
Name one.
What?
I'm just fucking with you. So this week, Mr. Hess, you're gonna have
Yes.
to watch. Winter is coming, and
For
the King's Road.
Winter is coming out. This will be like my 12th time because I watched it probably 11 times before I actually
Started watching the whole
went
season.
on to episode 2. Yeah.
I got news for you. I probably still watched it more than you have.
I think I've seen that episode twice.
I could probably
This
recite
is
it.
Yeah, Abby said she'll watch it. She's gonna watch along with me. So.
Oh, she's gonna sit next to you on the podcast with a 4th person here.
Yeah, I don't know if she wants to do that, but
Damn it!
She can listen to the podcast. You can explain.
I
your-
make her play it.
I can't wait for you to have theories in that. I'd be like, oh my god.
Well,
I already know
I-
anything I say about Game of Thrones. He's like, "You're fucking dumb." So it'll be real interesting to do a podcast about
Yeah.
it.
So and then so it'll just be same format. We'll just be going Game of Thrones.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The only other thing about that is like we can maybe film them earlier and get them out a different date. Like it won't be as rushed to put them out because it's like not a more
Right,
recent show.
Yeah.
Right.
So and we'll try to do a lot more edits in it, like how I do for Theory Time and Pleeka. I feel like.
Well, and
like some
it'll be
references
weird
and
too
shit.
because I've seen the first 4 seasons. So like, I mean, I know what happens the first 4 seasons.
Which is hilarious.
I mean,
'cause
I've
that's
seen
nothing.
I've seen the entire series so far, and I couldn't tell you what happens the first 4 seasons because I don't know when shit happens. So I feel like it's not going to matter as much.
I mean, first 4 seasons. That's half. There's a little more than half.
Right, but I mean, like as in theory wise, like you know what I mean, like
No, I think
unless it's like complete long game theory. Like,
I feel like you definitely
in
still could.
game.
I mean, I could kill you right now with like any. I mean, what you know is probably good for those first seasons, but a lot of it's all end game from the first episode.
There's a lot of stuff that
Right.
happens like the past 2 seasons that in the previous season they'll show you something from season 1.
Yeah.
So you can still throw out some season 1 stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, I guess we'll put it in before, but like, we're not gonna. If anyone's watching, like, they're gonna should expect spoilers, right?
You should expect mild spoilers. We'll try not to do big things.
I mean, I'm not because here's the thing. Then I'm spoiling it for you, or
Yeah.
or him
me,
because
because I
he
don't
won't
know.
remember.
Yeah.
So we're gonna.
Yeah, but I mean, but
But we might accidentally
who-
spill up and say
who-
something.
Who's the king when you start?
Robert.
Robert. Yeah.
He's not the fat one, right?
He's the fat
Who's
one.
He's the fat one.
All right, his brother.
Renly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he dies.
Okay, so yeah, that would be a spoiler.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. Like shit like that. Like
Well, yeah, we might. That's what I'm saying. We might accidentally.
Do you know how spoilers work?
We might
I
accidentally say
understand
spoilers
how,
for
but
people
like
to know.
shit like that, like little shit like that, like
yeah.
you know what I mean, like that. It's gonna be hard to like.
People
Because
should
I really
expect
liked
that.
him. I didn't want him to die. I really liked him. Like I liked
Like
his
sexually?
character. No.
Oh, okay. Because I just.
No, yeah,
checking.
but people should definitely expect spoilers from.
It'll
for
probably be
that,
hard not to spoil some things.
Right. I guess that's what I mean. Like I don't want to like.
But
I mean, if you guys want me to bite my tongue, I'll bite my tongue.
No, go ahead. If anything
But-
too
I don't-
spoilery
I don't
comes
think-
out,
I don't-
I can cut it from the podcast or whatever.
I mean, you're
But
gonna
I don't-
spoil stuff. If someone's worried about getting Game of Thrones spoiled in the first 4 seasons, don't watch this.
Well, someone might be
Right.
watching along for the first time with us. You never know. Like watching along and listening to our podcast first episodes.
Oh, yeah.
So if
Yeah.
anybody's
Put it
doing
out
that,
there.
expect
If anybody wants to
mild.
do it.
Expect some spoilers, but we'll try not to do as much as
Right.
we can.
Yeah, hopefully there's no big Renly fans out there.
Yeah, because now I know.
Yeah.
No, but like even if you're watching this and you hear Hess say that, you might forget as you're watching it and might not know what he's talking about. And
See, I don't even like.
because if you don't know who the characters are and you just hear
The
the
name
guy's
doesn't
name,
sound
might
familiar.
not know.
Renly does not sound like the guy I'm thinking of. The little girl's dad. That's Renly?
Little girl's dad.
little girl's dad. What
What do you mean, Ned Stark?
Ned Stark, yes.
He's
that guy.
oh my god.
He's not a fucking
That's why
king.
I'm like, Renly
He's not the
is
king. He's not the
I know
king.
he's not the king.
All right,
That's
well,
what I
so-
said. The king's brother.
He's not-
he's not-
Nah, he's not his brother either.
He's not Robert's brother.
No, so I think you're
Oh,
fine now with,
okay.
Yeah.
with the show.
I think spoilers will be all right.
I think it's fine.
I think.
But before we get too far into the Game of Thrones spoilers, we should probably end this. for
Yeah,
people
let's.
that are
We'll
gonna
we'll
catch
wrap
on.
this up.
I'm excited.
We'll
I'm
wrap
excited.
this up. But that was exactly what I was talking about.
That gets me
Nick's-
excited though, because if he's just as
Nick's got
confused
a
as
little
me,
hard on.
it makes me feel
It's
way
so
better.
funny. You're like.
He's got a little monster
No.
can in his pants over there.
So you thought Ned Stark was Robert Baratheon's brother?
I couldn't think of his name.
Yeah, but you still
Couldn't
thought he
think
was
of
the
his name.
brother. But all right, so thanks
It's
for
been
watching
about a
Random
year
Ramblings
since I
this
watched
week.
it.
This Thursday we'll be doing a theory time on Pleeka of what we think's gonna go on in season 3 of
We are?
Westworld. Yes.
That'll be
Ah,
interesting.
jeez.
Might not be that long. Who knows?
It's like 5 minutes.
But yeah, we'll also be doing Game of Thrones podcast. Will be out on Monday. See you guys then.